We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
As he believes he may be reincarnated, and as he stated in an interview in 1998, if he was going to be reincarnated, he'd like to come back as a disease. In the event that I'm reincarnated, I would like to return as a deadly virus to contribute something to solving overpopulation. Human populations, it's reaching plague proportions.
What do you think are the most serious issues faced by conservationists and World Wildlife Fund over the next 20 years or so?
At the basis of it all is this colossal increase in the human population. It's one of the living species of the planet, but it's reaching plague proportions.
Humanity is a plague. You heard it from his mouth. And it's time to read between the lines and pay attention to the subtext of exactly what he's saying here.
What do you see as the biggest challenges in conservation?
The growing human population. Because if where we are, there's nothing else.
Yeah. Let's make our national goal a sustainable Australia.
A cynical exercise in cutting and pasting previous government announcements and putting them in a glossy document does not amount to a sustainable population strategy. I mean, seriously.
He doesn't want to commit to a population target either, as where Australia is headed is unsustainable.
It's been claimed that we're going to go to 36 million or so. Wayne Goss says it's inevitable. Well, over my dead body, because I can tell you the quality of life for people then will be an absolute disaster. It's nothing but a downside now to go to more and more people in Australia, indeed to go to more and more people in the world.
More than 11,000 scientists signed a petition calling for population control as a means of combating climate change. That's this week's Speak Out segment. In an article published Tuesday in the journal Bioscience, the scientists wrote that planet Earth is, quote, facing a climate emergency. They argued that population control was a necessary response to this emergency, writing, quote, the world population must be stabilized and ideally gradually reduced. This ideology is dangerous because it suggests that reducing the human population is the best solution to our problems. And who gets to decide which populations are controlled? The UN, individual countries, global intellectual elites? And who should be restricted in the name of the global common good? That's called eugenics, and it can lead down a slippery slope to things like ethnic cleansing and genocide.
It's written about in the book of Revelation. Could it ever happen? The answer is, unfortunately, yes. Total population control. Bill Binney says that's what the National Security Agency wants. The ultimate goal is total population control. In a democracy, that is really scary business.
It's actually a totalitarian process that's been used down through history. I mean, that's what totalitarian dictators, states, that's what they want to do. They want to know everything about the population so they can control it. That was the idea behind the Soviet Union, the East German Stasi, that was their idea, and the Gestapo and the SS, and down through history, many others.
We have an incredible opportunity to create entirely new sustainable industries, investing in nature as the true engine of our economy.
The current global crisis has disrupted every aspect of our lives, but it has also presented us with an extraordinary opportunity, a chance to reset and accelerate efforts to improve the state of our world.
Changing our current trajectory will require bold and imaginative action, together with determination and decisive leadership. In order to secure our future and to prosper, we need to evolve our economic model, putting people and planet at the heart of global value creation. If there is one critical lesson we have to learn from this crisis, we need to put nature at the heart of how we operate. We are on the verge of catalytic breakthroughs that will alter our view of what is possible and profitable within the framework of a sustainable future. We need nothing short of a paradigm shift, one that inspires action at revolutionary levels and pace. We simply cannot waste any more time. The only limit is our willingness to act. And the time to act is now.
When we look at the tremendous challenge which we have in creating this Great Reset.
So let me just start by explaining the key player in the entire process here. This is the architect of the World Economic Forum, Professor Klaus Schwab. He is the founder and executive chairman of the World Economic Forum.
About the Great Reset.
This Great Reset mean a great reset?
I think the world which we want to create with the Great Reset.
I think an epidemic, either naturally caused or intentionally caused, is the most likely thing to cause, say, 10 million excess deaths. And that it's pretty surprising how little preparedness there is for it.
We have a unique but rapidly shrinking window of opportunity to learn lessons and reset ourselves on a more sustainable path.
History would look at this crisis as the great opportunity for reset.
The Great Reset is a welcome recognition that this human tragedy must be a wake-up call. All elements of the Great Reset are fundamental to building the future we need.
About the vaccine itself, we don't know yet, for example, is one dose sufficient? Do you need 2 doses? In what interval? Do you have even to be vaccinated every year? So people assume we are just going back to the good old world which we had, and everything will be normal again in how we are used to normal, in the old fashion. This is, let's say, fiction. It will not happen. And then you have the fourth industrial revolution, which has a tremendous impact on business models, on society, and on the economy. Many of those technologies, just look at face recognition, just look at the technologies which you need for tracking people.
Stephen, another topic being technology.
The World Economic Forum has a series of centres around the world that focus on new technology. They're called centres for the Fourth Industrial Revolution.
The Fourth Industrial Revolution.
Fourth Industrial Revolution.
The Fourth Industrial Revolution.
The Fourth Industrial Revolution. The Fourth Industrial Revolution.
So the Fourth Industrial Revolution is a book that was written by Professor Klaus Schwab back in January of 2017. Where in this book he talks about such topics as human augmentation. He also discusses neurotechnological brain enhancements and genetic editing. And people keep saying to me, no, Neil, you're talking nonsense. These things will never happen. We're decades, we're 30, 40 years away from ever having this technology. Well, take a look at this.